What's going on, guys? GIMENEZ here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to a daily dose of transfer content. And today's day is going to be Tuesday the 8th of September. We have confirmed deals to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yesterday's episode will be down below in the description box, and the current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time. There'll be a new video for you to look forward to. And finally, drop a comment below. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. So first up today, Liverpool's Sheyi Ojo has joined Championship outfit Cardiff City. It's on a loan deal and he spent last season out on loan to Rangers. The Welsh side have beaten the likes of Nottingham Forest, Reading and Huddersfield, who are all trying to acquire the 23-year-old. Alfie Mawson has signed for Bristol City on a season-long loan. It's from Fulham after they were promoted back to the Premier League, and I'm not sure if there's an option to buy. Newcastle have completed and confirmed the signing of Callum Wilson. It's from the relegated Bournemouth and it's a £20 million fee. He's put pen to paper on a 4-year contract and I think it's a fantastic bit of business. He's a player that has been proven to score goals and importantly for Newcastle's system, he can play as a lone striker. As I mentioned yesterday, Newcastle were outbid by Aston Villa. They outbid them to £21 million, but the player himself decided to join the Magpies. And for Newcastle, they're very close to a second signing from Bournemouth, or technically a former Bournemouth player now, and that is going to be Ryan Fraser. So at 4 PM on Monday for me, this transfer has not been announced, but pretty much everywhere is saying he's had his medical today, so yesterday, and it should be announced by Tuesday at the latest. The Scotland international left Bournemouth after his contract expired, but he will be returning to the Premier League with Newcastle. And he's a player that did show a couple seasons ago how good he can be. For Bournemouth, he got a lot of assists. Was it like 14 a couple years ago? He might not have been anywhere near as good in the previous campaign, but I think getting the duo back together of Wilson and Fraser, it could be very exciting times for Newcastle fans. L'Equipe have corrected a report from RMC that 30-year-old Brazilian right-back Rafael is on his way to Turkish side Besiktas. In fact, the ex-Manchester United man is departing Lyon and it will be a free transfer because they've terminated his contract, as it was set to expire in 1 year's time. But instead of going to Besiktas, he's heading to another Turkish side with Istanbul Başakşehir, and he travelled to them on Monday. That's ahead of advanced talks with the outfit. The Athletic are saying that Chelsea expect to make Edouard Mendy their next signing of the summer transfer window, and this transfer could be completed in the upcoming days. Obviously, they've been probably the busiest transfer window, or their busiest transfer window ever, because they've brought in the likes of Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Ben Chilwell, you've got Thiago Silva, Malang Sarr. I've probably missed one here, but on paper, it's looking like the best window out of everyone so far. And bringing a goalkeeper in, which I think is the main priority, it's a very exciting time for Chelsea fans. Now, whether they can gel straight away, we'll have to wait and see, but I think Lampard is turning them into title contenders. New Barcelona coach Ronald Koeman has now told the club he wants to keep Felipe Coutinho. He cut short his holiday after returning from loan from Bayern Munich and now could be integrated back into the Barca setup, and he's got a point to prove. The Catalans were considering sending him out on a second loan spell, and I don't know if it's really the best for them or best for him. I think he's a player that they could do with for next season. And he was into a Premier League move to the likes of Arsenal, but he's going to be staying at Barcelona for the upcoming campaign. The next story is that Watford attacker Gerard Deulofeu, he has been targeted by AC Milan, Napoli and Sevilla. The Spain international is recovering from a cruciate ligament injury that he suffered back in March, but he is expected to be ready to return to action in the early stages of the upcoming season. The Telegraph say he could be on his way back to Italy or Spain, that's before the transfer window closes. Manchester City fullback Angelino is set for another loan spell at RB Leipzig, and this is according to Kicker. The German outfit will sign the 23-year-old on a season-long loan, but this time it will include an obligation to buy, not an option to buy. So he could be worth up to about €20 million on a permanent deal, and they pretty much turned down I think there's a similar fee, or maybe up to 30 million during this recent transfer window. Leipzig are going to hand him a 4-year contract, and City are now happy to sanction the departure. Sampdoria and Fiorentina are both chasing the signature of Benfica star Adel Taarabt, and this is according to Ojogo. Zenit St. Petersburg and Olympiacos are also interested in the 31-year-old, who still has 2 years left to run on his current contract. And he's a player that back in the day for QPR he was unplayable, and his career went downhill pretty quickly, but to be fair to him, he's got it back on track, and now for Benfica he's playing a deeper position. Barcelona target Memphis Depay is also the subject of interest from Roma, and that's according to Lyon's president Jean-Michel Aulas. Lyon's captain Depay is into the final year of his contract with a Ligue 1 club and has been linked with a big move to Barcelona. But Aulas has warned a deal with Barca has not yet been done, encouraging Roma's rival interest. But RMC have just come out of a story saying that Lyon want about 30 million and they do expect an offer from Barca pretty much imminently, and Barca are still the favourites. Bosnian striker Edin Dzeko has asked to leave Roma to join Juventus, and this story is from Corriere dello Sport. The 34-year-old has been linked to the Italian champions for some time now, but no movement has really happened, and it's basically meaning that Roma were trying to replace Dzeko with Milik, but it looks like that transfer has now fallen through, and Juventus then moved on to Luis Suarez. Whether they're still interested in Dzeko or not, we'll have to wait and see. Villarreal have identified Tottenham defender Juan Foyth as a transfer target, and this story is from AS. The Yellow Submarine wish to bring in the Argentine on a permanent deal, but Spurs are only willing to consider a loan agreement. Villarreal intend to keep trying to push through a transfer in the coming weeks, with Foyth currently way down the pecking order at Tottenham, and if I'm correct, I don't think he's featured for them since like December. Bayer Leverkusen are interested in signing Hector Bellerin or Serge Aurier. That's ahead of the new Bundesliga campaign. The Telegraph claims the German outfit have targeted the duo, that's as they look to add experience to their back line. And Spurs are desperately trying to sell Aurier. They brought in Matt Doherty from Wolves, and it looks like Aurier will have limited football for next season. Now Leverkusen are linked to him, but AC Milan are also still trying. And as for Bellerin, there were the rumours a couple days ago that PSG bid 25 million and Juventus and Bayern are also showing interest. The next story is from Catalunya Radio. They're saying Barcelona are willing to sanction Nelson Semedo's departure this summer. The Blaugrana will allow the 26-year-old to leave, that's if a suitable offer is forthcoming, and they have already been in contact with his agent George Mendes. It doesn't say what teams are interested in making an offer, but he was linked to Manchester City a few months ago. Arturo Vidal is expected to be an Inter Milan player by the end of the week. Sport Media set report the midfielder is set to have a medical in Milan on Wednesday, but he is still yet to negotiate his release from Barcelona. The Chile international still has 1 year left to run on his contract at the Camp Nou, but he hopes the club will terminate his deal to allow him to make a free transfer. And for Barca, they are looking to sell or get players off their books. That's why they are so willing to let go of the likes of Umtiti, Suarez and Vidal. They might not get transfer fees, but it does free up a lot of the wage bill. Atletico Madrid have rejected a €70 million offer plus bonuses, that's from Manchester City. They're trying to sign Uruguayan centre-back Gimenez, and Chelsea have also shown an interest. But Atletico, they're keeping their stance that it's either you pay his release clause or he's staying with the club. City have now moved on to another target in Kalidou Koulibaly, who is looking likely to leave Napoli. And that story is from Alfredo Padula. And my guess is that Chelsea's interest, it was there, but it might not be as much now they've brought in Thiago Silva. A story I mentioned yesterday is how Real Madrid may be willing to soften their stance on a Gareth Bale situation at the club, and they might be willing to let him move on. And an update from Marca today is that Zinedine Zidane, he wants Bale to be sold. The relationship between the pair has completely broken down now, to the point where the club has no choice but to offload the Welshman. However, Madrid have yet to receive any formal offer for Bale, who recently revealed how he was blocked from leaving the club this time last year to make a switch to the CSL. Now realistically, what clubs can afford a Gareth Bale type transfer fee as well as his high wages? I'm honestly not too sure, but if Tottenham can make a deal happen, I think the fans would love a reunion. Another story I mentioned yesterday is Barcelona and their apparent interest in THIAGO. So a few stories now from Bild first up is that Barca have entered the race to sign the Spaniard from Bayern Munich, and it's the club he left to join the German champions back in 2013. And now an update from a journalist who works for Sport Bild, he is saying Barcelona want THIAGO, Ronald Koeman wants Wijnaldum, and Barca are now putting pressure on the manager to change his mind. There has already been contact between Barcelona and the players' agents, and the question is now, who meets Bayern's demands for the transfer? 30 million euros and he's yours, Liverpool or Barcelona? And it might make it a bit of a tricky situation because if Koeman does get Wijnaldum, it definitely opens up the door for THIAGO to move to Anfield. But if Barca go for THIAGO instead, it means that Wijnaldum will stay at Anfield, but he'll probably leave on a free in 1 year's time. So realistically, the best deal for Liverpool is to sell the Dutchman now and bring THIAGO in, but whether Barca do change their minds and stick to Ronald Koeman's preference, we'll have to wait and see. And the next story is a pretty big one from ABC Spain. They're saying Real Madrid are planning a £261 million squad overhaul, and they're keen on bringing in Borussia Dortmund's Norway forward Erling Haaland, who is 20, and Paris Saint-Germain's France star Kylian MBAPPE, who is 21. Both players have been linked to the Santiago Bernabeu side for a few months now, and for MBAPPE a few years. But whether they can afford to bring in both at the same time, it wouldn't be in this transfer window, it'd be 1 year's time. And I suppose it does make sense because Haaland does have a clause in his current contract that in the summer of 2021 he has a clause of about 70 million euros. That's what a club can pay and they essentially get the transfer done. And as for MBAPPE, if between now and this time next year he doesn't sign a contract extension, he'll only have 1 year left on his contract at Paris Saint-Germain. So they risk losing him on a free transfer after that, or they might have to accept a much lower fee. And the final one today is going to be a confirmed deal. So Everton have announced the signing of James Rodriguez from Real Madrid. It's a fee of apparently less than £20 million and the Colombian international has signed a 2-year contract. Everton do have the option to make it a 3-year contract, although alternatively, a 3rd year will be automatically extended, that's if he plays a set number of games. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yesterday's episode will be down below in the description box, and the current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time, there'll be a new video for you to look forward to. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.